It's that time of year when writers all over the world attempt something absolutely insane, writing an entire novel in just 30 days. Welcome to CC Writes, where we explore good stories and how they're made. My name is CC Lepke. Today, I'm brainstorming and plotting my novel for NaNoWriMo. If you don't know, NaNoWriMo is a writing event held every November where writers are challenged to complete a 50,000-word novel in 30 days, which is basically like writing a novel on hard mode. It is, without a doubt, the definition of insanity. It's also a lot of fun, with writers building community and coming together for write-ins to support one another and build up those precious word counts. November has been my favorite holiday, and yes, I consider the entire month a holiday, ever since I was first introduced to NaNoWriMo as a teenager. This year, I want to take you along for my Nano adventure. Today, the focus is on planning a story, but before I begin, please remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you can get notified when I post more content. Now, let's get started. When I first started brainstorming, I just wrote out a list of words, basic ideas that seemed like they would be interesting. My choices were pretty random. I mostly drew from things I saw around me or stuff that's been on my mind. After that list was done, I created a second list focused on themes that could be fun in a story. From there, I eliminated words from each list until I had a handful of themes and 2 ideas that stuck out to me. I came up with Guns and Glitter, a promising premise for a story with themes about consequences, mental illness, metamorphosis, poverty, and so on. The themes help guide the tone of the story and the character arc, so it was important to have enough that the story would come out feeling robust. Next, I decided on who my main character would be, not her personality or name. I focused in on her position in life. With the concept of Guns and Glitter, I thought a stripper who becomes a mob boss would make a good story. After doing some research on the psychology of women who become strippers, it made sense that the main character would be a very intelligent woman with high self-esteem who's going through financial difficulties after college. I wanted her to come from a religious family to up the drama. From that point, I wrote a full summary of a story about a family struggling financially, a headstrong daughter who chooses a stigmatized profession to quickly get out of debt, and the consequences of that choice for both her and her family. Her family kicks her out, and a client gives her a gun to protect herself while living on the streets. She and a friend take a job out of desperation that results in her shooting some drug dealers in self-defense. Rather than choose the right path, she steals the drug and money and embarks on a life of crime. Eventually, she ends up with all the money she could ever want, but she's alone and miserable. Is this the kind of story you would have come up with using the same premise? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell for more videos from me. I created a spreadsheet that will be my primary reference source while I'm writing. The first tab shows my pacing structure. On the left, I've got all my plot elements listed out next to a word count number that acts as a general guide of when to start writing each element. All I have to do is fill in the details using my summary. Because I went into so much detail in the summary, there's plenty of information to copy and paste into my spreadsheet. You might wonder why I break it out this way. Truthfully, it's because I'm not perfect, but I want my story to be perfect. I wrote the summary with an eye for necessary plot elements, but even I forget things on occasion. So I fill in my pacing structure with what I have, then I check if anything is missing or if there's not enough information in a particular section to fill out the story. Later on while I'm writing, this will actually make it a whole lot easier to make sure that I have plenty of information to actually write the story with. Someone once asked me how you fill out the in-between parts of your story to get the word count up. My answer is that there are no in-between parts of a story. Every moment is intentional. It's a decision you make about your characters and their world. Each moment flows fluidly into the next. If you don't have enough words to fill your story out, then you probably don't have enough plot. Creating my pacing and plot now and making sure there's enough information to fill each section means I won't hit a roadblock later on while I'm writing. There's nothing more jarring than having to replot your story halfway through. There are some pantsers out there that let their stories guide them. Their characters make decisions they didn't expect, and it changes the whole course of the story. I like giving my characters room to act too, but I'm of the general philosophy that this is my world, not theirs. Giving the story this level of structure actually results in a much better, more thoughtful narrative. It makes me the master of the story rather than a passive observer. It might not work for everyone, but it's pretty freeing for me. Are you a writer or maybe a first-time nanoer? Tell me what you think of my pacing structure in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you do to plot your stories for success. And don't forget to join me next week when I finish off my NaNoWriMo prep with a focus on character, world, and subcultures. See you then! Thank you for watching CC Writes. If you enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also hit the bell so you can get notified when new videos come out. If you have any specific writing topics you'd like me to cover, go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll go over as many subjects as I can. And if you want more content from me, then you can also find me on Twitter and Instagram at cclepkewrites. My books are also available through Amazon.com. You can find them easily just by searching CC Lepke. Thanks again for watching, and have a good week!